In the autumn of 1887, when the leaves turned copper along the Montana ridgeline, Clara Brennan arrived at the Thornhill estate by private coach. She stepped down, dust settling on the hem of her traveling dress, a dress she'd mended twice before leaving Philadelphia. The house rose 3 stories, brick and stone, with windows that caught the afternoon sun like accusations. Money lived here, old money that didn't need to explain itself. A man emerged from the stable, tall, broad-shouldered, leading a gray mare. Dark hair, darker eyes, jaw set like something carved rather than born. "Miss Brennan?" His voice carried authority without effort. "Yes?" "James Thornhill. I'm the one who sent for you." He studied her the way a man examines livestock at auction. She stood still and let him look. Inside, the entrance hall smelled of beeswax and roses. Her boots left faint prints on polished floors. An older woman named Margaret led her upstairs to a room that faced east. On the desk lay a leather-bound ledger, the Thornhill family accounts. Tucked inside, a note in precise script. "Please familiarize yourself with household management. You'll be expected to understand the estate's operation. Not welcome, just expectations." That evening at dinner, they sat at opposite ends of a table built for 20. "You understand the arrangement," James said. Not a question. "I do." There was someone else. She chose differently. Clara set down her fork. "I'm sorry." "Don't be. It clarified things." He drank his wine. "You're here because I need a wife to satisfy certain legal requirements. In exchange, you'll have security and comfort. The marriage will be legitimate but practical." "I understand. The ceremony is Saturday." He left her alone in the vast dining room, wine glass half full, realizing her hands didn't belong at this table, but they were here, and Saturday was coming. The wedding took place in the front parlor. Judge Morrison spoke the words while James stood rigid beside her, slipping a gold ring onto her finger, plain, fitting perfectly though she'd never been measured. "I pronounce you husband and wife." No kiss. James nodded to the judge and turned to greet the neighbors filing in. Clara stood beside the mantel as strangers congratulated her on a marriage that felt like a business contract signed in silk and gold. That night, James showed her to the blue room, adjacent to his, but separate. "This arrangement doesn't require certain expectations," he said, not meeting her eyes. Heat crept up her neck. Not embarrassment, but humiliation. "Of course. I thought it best to be clear." "You've been nothing but clear, Mr. Thornhill." "James," he said quietly. She left him there, among his careful distance. The days developed a pattern. James rode out before dawn, returned at dusk. Clara learned the household, kept the accounts, and found her place in the morning room, a small space with good light where she read books from his extensive library. James passed by sometimes, pausing in the doorway. "You're reading Emerson," he said once. "I hope that's acceptable." "What do you think of him?" "I think he writes as if solitude were a choice, rather than a circumstance." James's mouth quirked. Perhaps for him it was. The next day, a new book appeared on her chair. Dickinson. A leather bookmark held a page. "I'm nobody. Who are you?" She wondered if he'd chosen it deliberately. Clara noticed things. The library lamp left burning when he worked late, knowing she sometimes came down for books. Good firewood stacked beside her door each morning. Earl Grey tea prepared in the afternoon. Her preference, though she'd never mentioned it. Small things. Quiet things. Things that might mean he was paying attention in ways he didn't acknowledge. One evening, she found him in the stable, grooming the gray mare. "She favors her left foreleg," Clara said. James looked up, surprised. "You noticed." "I grew up around horses." She examined the hoof. "Stone bruise. Rest and a warm poultice should help." "Thank you." He paused. "You're settling in well. You fit here better than I expected." Clara's breath caught. Before she could respond, he turned back to the horse, the moment closing like a door. Winter came early, settling over the ranch like a held breath. Clara spent more time with the ledgers and discovered an error. Money allocated for feed that didn't match delivery records. "You're certain?" James asked when she showed him. "I've checked 3 times. They stood side by side at the desk. He leaned close, studying the numbers. "You likely just saved the ranch several $100s, he said, looking at her with something like wonder. "You have a head for numbers." "I taught arithmetic." He smiled then, a real smile that changed his whole face. "Remind me to never play cards with you." She laughed. "I don't gamble." "No," he said softly. "You just married a stranger and moved across the country." Before she could respond, men burst through the door, cattle stolen, fences cut. James grabbed his rifle and left without another word. He returned at dawn, blood on his knuckles. Clara knelt before him with water and cloth, cleaning the wounds. "I'm sorry I worried you," he said quietly. "I'm your wife. Of course I worried." His eyes met hers. "Are you my wife, or just a woman I brought here to play the part?" Clara's hand stilled. "I don't know what you want me to say." "The truth. The truth is, I don't know what I am here. You keep me at a distance, James. I live in your house, bear your name, but I don't know what you feel, if you feel anything at all." He pulled his hand away and stood. "I should clean up." He left her kneeling on the floor, eyes burning with tears she refused to let fall. After that night, James grew more distant. He took meals in his study, left before she woke, returned after she'd retired. They passed in hallways like strangers. One afternoon, Clara overheard ranch hands talking outside the kitchen window. Heard the boss only married her to satisfy some contract terms. Smart business. "She seems decent enough." "Sure, but she ain't Eleanor Crawford." Everyone knows he wanted Eleanor, pretty little stand-in to keep the lawyers happy. The words hit like stones. Clara looked around the kitchen, the pots she'd polished, the herbs she'd hung, the recipe book she'd marked. All of it suddenly felt like set dressing in a house that wasn't hers, for a man who'd never wanted her to begin with. That evening, she didn't come down to dinner. 3 days passed in careful avoidance. Then a letter arrived from Philadelphia. Her father was ill. Her sister asked if she might visit. Clara carried the letter to James. "My father is unwell. I'd like to go home for a time." James read quickly. "Of course you should go. I'll arrange a coach." She turned to leave. "Clara," he stopped her. "Have I done something to drive you away?" "You've done nothing at all." "Then why does it feel as though you're leaving more than just temporarily?" Anger flared in her chest. "Because I am a stand-in, James. A convenient solution to a business problem. You needed a wife. Eleanor chose someone else, so you found a replacement. Someone plain who wouldn't expect love." "That's not..." He moved toward her. "Who told you this?" "It doesn't matter because you've never said otherwise. You keep me in this beautiful house like a doll in a display case, and I don't know if you even see me as real. I see you." "Do you?" Her voice broke. "Because from where I stand, I'm just a name in your ledger. There is no land deal. There never was." His voice came out rough. "I married you because Eleanor's rejection made me feel like a fool. I thought being practical was what you wanted to hear." He ran a hand through his hair. "But every day you're here, you're more than I expected. More capable, more interesting, more... And it terrified me because I married you for the wrong reasons, and you deserved better." Silence filled the study. "You should still go," James said quietly. "But Clara, come back, please. Let me try to do this properly." "I don't know if I can do this if it's only obligation speaking." "It's not obligation." He stepped closer. "It's terror that you'll leave and realize you're happier gone. It's lying awake knowing you're one wall away, but might as well be in another country. It's watching you bring order to this house and thinking how empty it was before." His voice dropped. "It's not obligation. It's the opposite." Her breath caught. "Then why didn't you say so?" "Because I've been alone so long I forgot how to reach for someone who might actually stay." "I'll go to Philadelphia," she said. "My father needs me, but I'll come back, James. When I do, we start again. Properly this time." Properly. Honestly, without distance or protection. She touched his face. "I'll come back because I choose to." His hand covered hers. "I don't deserve that." "Perhaps not, but you're getting it anyway." He kissed her then, tentative at first, as if expecting her to pull away. When she didn't, his arms came around her with something like desperation. "Come back soon," he whispered, "I promise." Clara returned 6 weeks later on a March afternoon when snow was melting and the first green pushed through earth. James met her coach himself, lifting her down before the driver could assist. "Your father?" he asked. "Better," she smiled. "I'm sorry it took so long." "I'm just glad you kept your promise." He took her hand openly, deliberately. "I missed you. The house was wrong without you." That evening they had dinner at the long table, but James pulled his chair beside hers instead of sitting at the opposite end. "I wrote you 17 letters, he said. "I only received 4. I only sent 4. The rest seemed too honest." "I want to read them." He brought her a wooden box. Inside, 13 letters sealed but never sent. She opened the first. "Clara, the house is too quiet. I find myself listening for your footsteps." Letter after letter of longing, regret, hope. The careful control stripped away to reveal a man terrified of wanting something he didn't think he deserved. When she finished, she kissed him. "I'm here. I'm staying. You don't have to be afraid anymore." "Neither do you." She hadn't realized she was, but he was right. "No," she agreed. "Neither do I." They stood in the lamplight, holding each other like people who'd survived something and come out the other side, changed. Outside, spring continued its slow arrival. Inside, 2 people who'd married as strangers began the work of becoming something more. Not perfect, not without mistakes, but real and theirs. Clara Thornhill came to Montana as a stand-in, a practical solution to a lonely man's problem. She stayed because love isn't found in grand gestures or perfect beginnings. It's built in morning rooms and dinner conversations and the daily choice to stay when leaving would be easier. James Thornhill had used her as a placeholder for a life he thought he wanted, until the day he realized the life he had, the one she'd quietly built beside him, was the only one worth keeping.